Ladies, let's get something straight. You are not here to be anyone's afterthought. You are not here to wait around for someone to realize your worth. You are here to rise, to glow, to own every inch of your journey. So when someone walks away like you were easy to leave, don't chase them. Don't beg, don't break, make them feel it, not with revenge, but with transformation, with silence, with strength, with the undeniable truth that you are the storm they never saw coming. Let me tell you something. Knowing your worth is not arrogance, it's self-respect. It's waking up every morning, looking in the mirror, and understanding that you are a force. You are not someone's backup plan, not someone's maybe. You are a woman who has walked through storms, stood tall through heartbreak, and still found a way to shine. That's power. We live in a world that often teaches us to shrink, to adjust, to compromise until we're unrecognizable. But I say, don't ever shrink to fit into someone else's small perception of love. If someone can't meet you where you are, if they can't match your energy, your loyalty, your dreams, that's not your problem. That's your exit cue. Too many women stay in situations that chip away at their spirit just to avoid being alone. But let me tell you, there is nothing lonelier than being with someone who doesn't value you. Being alone isn't the punishment, settling is. When you truly know your worth, you stop negotiating with people who treat your heart like an option. You stop explaining why you deserve love, respect, attention. You just walk away, and in that quiet walk away, there's thunder, because people feel it when a woman chooses herself, when she stops waiting to be chosen. So, raise your standards, not to intimidate, but to protect the woman you're becoming. You're not difficult. You just know your value. You're not demanding. You're aware of what you bring to the table, and darling, if they can't handle that, let them watch you rise from the sidelines, because a woman who knows her worth doesn't chase love. She attracts it. Let's get real. You should never have to beg for love, attention, or respect. Those things should be given freely, not earned like a reward for good behavior. If someone needs constant reminders to treat you right, they're not your person. And the truth is, no message hits harder than silence. We women are raised to explain ourselves, to overcommunicate, to fix things that we didn't break. But there comes a point, a powerful, defining moment, where you just stop. You stop chasing, you stop justifying, you stop texting those long paragraphs hoping they'll finally get it. And instead, you go quiet, not because you have nothing to say, but because you've finally realized your voice deserves better ears. Silence is not weakness, it's wisdom, it's dignity, it's the language of a woman who no longer wants to be misunderstood. Silence says, I've said enough. Silence says, I respect myself too much to fight for a spot in someone's life. When you pull back and choose peace over performance, people notice. The absence of your energy, your warmth, your presence, it creates a void, and that's when they feel it. That's when they realize what they lost. Because silence has a way of echoing louder than any argument ever could. You don't have to scream to be heard. You don't have to chase to be seen. Just go silent and let your absence speak volumes. A woman who walks away in silence doesn't leave quietly. She leaves with every ounce of her power intact. So next time you feel the urge to beg for attention, don't. Let your silence be your statement. Because the ones who truly care, they'll hear you, even when you say nothing at all. You want to make someone feel the pain of losing you. Don't scream. Don't seek revenge. Transform. Let your growth be the loudest thing about you. Not your anger, not your sadness, your evolution, the real glow up. It's not just about looks. It's not just the hair, the body, or the wardrobe. Though yes, by all means, show up stunning. But the most powerful transformation happens internally. It's when you emotionally detach from people who no longer serve your peace. It's when your mind stops obsessing over why did they leave and starts focusing on where am I headed next. Emotional glow-up is choosing your sanity over drama. It's healing your wounds in silence without needing applause. Mental glow-up, that's you setting boundaries. That's you reclaiming your focus, choosing your growth, diving into your purpose. You're reading more, learning more, unlearning toxic patterns. You're building a life where you are the main character, not the side note in someone else's story. And yes, physical glow-up, Because when you feel good inside, you radiate that energy outside. You take care of your body, your style, your space. Not for validation, but because you finally understand. You are the standard. You want closure, glow up. You want revenge, glow up. You want peace, glow up. Because nothing, and I mean nothing, makes someone regret losing you more than watching you thrive without them. Your transformation becomes the lesson, the version of you they get to watch from a distance, but never access again. So don't tell them you've changed. Don't explain who you're becoming. Let the new you walk in like a statement, bold, fearless, and untouchable. That's the glow, that's the power, and that's how you win. Let's be honest. You can't expect someone to feel your absence if you never truly leave. If you're still picking up their calls, still replying to those late night "I miss you" texts, still letting them have emotional access to you, you're not gone. You're just on hold, and that's not power, that's permission. You want him to feel the pain of losing you, then stop giving him the comfort of still having you. Because as long as he can reach out, get a reaction, get your energy, your time, your softness, why would he ever feel your loss? Cutting off access isn't about being cruel. It's about being clear. It's about saying, you no longer get the privilege of me. That means blocking if you need to. That means deleting old chats that keep you emotionally tethered. That means not showing up for someone who didn't show up for you. And no, it's not easy. You'll want to check on him, see if he misses you, stalk that story, reread that message. But remember this, he can't miss what he still gets. He won't learn your value if you keep offering it like a discount. You are not a halfway love. You are not someone to revisit out of boredom. You are not a just-in-case a girl. You're the whole package, and once you walk away, that door stays closed. Trust me, the silence, the distance, the total removal of your presence. It creates a space, and in that space, he's forced to confront what he lost. Not a text, not a body, a woman who once gave him her all, so cut off the access, let him feel the void, let him sit with the silence, because that's when the regret begins. Heartbreak can feel like chaos. It can consume your mind, drain your spirit, and make you question everything. But here's the truth I've learned. You get to choose where that energy goes. You can either waste it replaying memories, or you can redirect it into something that builds you. Every time you feel the urge to text him, use that energy to build your dream. Every time you want to check if he misses you, check in with yourself. What do you need right now? Where are you hurting? What can you create from this pain? Because pain is fuel, baby. If you let it, it'll burn you out. But if you harness it, it'll light your path. Redirecting your energy means falling in love with your life again. Pour it into your craft, your goals, your body, your spirit. Start that project, take that trip, learn the skill you've been putting off. Get back in the gym, not for revenge, but for discipline, for power, for you. You see, a woman who's in alignment with her purpose is unshakable. She stops looking for validation in broken places. She stops questioning if she's enough, because her fire comes from within, and nothing external can touch that. So stop waiting for closure from him. Create your own. Transform that heartbreak into momentum. Turn every tear into fuel, and before you know it, you're not crying over him. You're too busy creating the life you were always meant to live. That's your power. That's your story now. Because when you redirect your energy into passion and purpose, you don't just heal. You evolve, and that evolution, that's the most beautiful kind of revenge. Let's get one thing straight. Closure is overrated. We're taught to believe we need it to move on, like some magical sentence he'll say that makes the pain go away. But guess what? You don't need his explanation to heal. What you need is a decision, to stop waiting and start rising. If he walked away without answers, without respect, without decency, then that silence was your closure. The unanswered questions, let them remain unanswered. Because chasing closure often becomes an excuse to stay attached, and you don't need one more conversation. You need a comeback, so stop standing in the ruins, hoping he'll return to say what he should have said when it mattered. Instead, Become the storm, not the kind that begs to be noticed, but the kind that rebuilds, reclaims, and redefines. Let your transformation be so fierce, so unrecognizable, that he's forced to ask, how did she become that? And the answer, because you left me no choice, because you disappeared, and in that space I found my fire. You become the storm by walking with power, not pain, by laughing again, loving again, building something so bold that he can't scroll past your life without feeling the weight of his mistake. That's what real closure looks like. Not in a text, not in a goodbye, but in the woman you become when you stop waiting. You are not someone's unfinished story. You are the plot twist. You are the reckoning. You are the moment he never saw coming. And by then, it's too late. So no, don't chase closure. Be the storm. Because the strongest women aren't the ones who waited for answers. They're the ones who became the answer. You know what truly stings someone who took you for granted, seeing you happy without them, genuinely happy, not pretending, not performing, but thriving in your own light. That's the moment they realize your joy was never dependent on them. And that, darling, is powerful. Yes, his absence might hurt at first. It's okay to feel the silence, to sit with the emptiness, but don't unpack and leave there. Feel it, then flip it. Turn that pain into peace. Turn the silence into strength, because nothing says I'm good without you. Like a woman who is smiling from her soul, make your happiness the loudest thing about you, not your heartbreak, not your loss, not your past. When you choose to focus on your joy, your growth, your own damn glow, you stop orbiting around someone who left and start rising on your own terms. Travel, laugh louder, dance harder. Create more, fall in love with yourself again, not for him to see, but because you deserve that kind of fullness. Fill your life so beautifully that his absence looks small in comparison, insignificant even. People always notice what they no longer have when they see it flourishing somewhere else. So don't waste energy trying to prove a point. Let your joy do the talking. Let your peace be the statement. Let your happiness be the revenge, because when he checks in, because he will, he won't find the broken version of you. He'll find a woman reborn, untouched by his absence, unshaken by his memory, and that's when the pain hits him. So live fully, laugh deeply, love yourself loudly. Make your happiness so loud, he can't ignore the echo of what he lost. Let me say this loud and clear, you are not broken. You are not damaged goods. You are not a sad story waiting to be pitied. You are a woman who's been through fire and came out a whole new force. Heartbreak doesn't define you, it refines you. And anyone who tries to reduce you to your pain, to your past, to your mistakes, they don't deserve a front row seat to your future, because you, my love, are not someone who got left behind. You're someone who was redirected towards something greater. Now is the time to reclaim your story, not the version where you were abandoned or betrayed, but the version where you rose, the version where you learned, transformed, and rebuilt from the ground up. Not weaker, stronger, not bitter, wiser. You don't need anyone else to validate your journey. You don't need them to say sorry to start healing. That power, it was always yours. You just had to remember it. So stop saying I was broken. Start saying I was reborn, because that's the truth. Every setback carved out room for your comeback. Every disappointment was a detour toward deeper strength. You didn't lose, you evolved. Rewriting your narrative means taking control of how your story ends, and in this new chapter, you're the author, you're the hero, you're the fire, so no more shrinking to fit someone else's comfort zone. No more defining yourself by who hurt you. That chapter is closed. This is your rebirth. Step into it boldly, fiercely, unapologetically, because when you realize you were never broken, just becoming, you stop chasing the past and start owning your power.